Spirit Tribe. Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today. We are going to find out how, where, what, when, why, all of that when it comes to protecting our energy. So we're going to cover all the bases here when it comes to protecting our energy, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today. Please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can just set it to the side for someone else or for later even. It may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. If you are new here, please keep in mind that I have had strokes, so that can really affect my memory. I can struggle to find my words or even get them out. I do get tongue-tied. I also have tremors, which can make shuffling a bit of a challenge, especially when it feels like I'm being zapped in my hands. Whenever that happens, I tend to drop whatever I'm holding, cards included. I also have glaucoma, so sometimes I do have to bring things a little closer to my face so that I can see them properly. So just bear with me, you guys. The messages get out the way that they are meant to eventually, right? Okay. Everything that you need to know about me, about this channel, you can find that in the description down below, especially if you would like to book a personal private reading with me, if you would like to purchase something from my wish list, like a card deck or a candle, something for my family, something for my fur babies, or if you would just like to make a donation, that can all be found in that description box down below. So make sure you check that out. All right, so when it comes to protecting our energy, we're gonna get 6 cards here, and then we will go over them. All right, we have Ace of Swords coming out. We have 6 of Swords coming out, and swords are air. Air is the power of the mind. We have the 7 of Cups coming in here. Cups is water. Water is the power of our emotions. We have the Page of Wands. Wands is fire. Fire is the power of taking action. We have the 2 of Cups coming in here as well, and one more. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So you have 2 7s, and we have all of the elements here because Pentacles is earth. Earth is the power of the physical body, of being present. So all right, when it comes to protecting our energy, where are we giving too much of ourselves away? This 2 of Cups. So when it comes to relationships, maybe we're not putting our, strong, healthy boundaries in place, and we're giving and giving and giving, and they're just taking and taking and taking. Energy vampires, you guys. So, be mindful of where you're placing your energy when it comes to relationships, when it comes to romance. Be mindful and aware of who you even allow in your space, who you allow to touch you, So, relationships, I feel like that is a big one. I have had to learn, to put my strong, healthy boundaries in place because, boy, I was a people pleaser. I wanted them to like me. I wanted them to stay in love with me, even though they probably weren't even in love with me to begin with. But we do we do things we're not always proud of, and then hopefully we learn lessons from that. So where do we need to say no more? Okay, so this Page of Wands, and fire is about taking action. Pages are considered the messengers. So, maybe we need to say no about, spreading some kinds of messages. Not everything is meant to be repeated, right? So, tap into your intuition. You're very creative and you think outside of the box and you look upon new ventures and ideas with enthusiasm. So, you're young and your energy is unharnessed, but it is still powerful, and to remain strong in your truth and in your power. So you may have to stand up if it doesn't align with you, and you will know, and with a little more focus you can develop your creative vision. So say yes to you and no to what others think, say, their expectations. You have to live your life on your own terms. So, all right, how would protecting our energy benefit us? And we have the Seven of Pentacles, and I think that is a beautiful representation of how it could benefit you. Make sure you're resting and relaxing, you're balancing, hard work with, a time of rest. You're reaching your goals and your milestones, and now you need to pause to reevaluate the next steps that you're going to take. And like I said, resting after so much hard work. The woman here is resting under a tree after gathering the bounty from her garden. So it's a lot of energy going out, you guys. And even Superman and Wonder Woman need to take a break. Be proud of your efforts and know that consistent work is necessary to maintain the garden and reap more in the future. I started hearing that song, to everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. So, you're in a season of rest, and that benefits you because you recharge your batteries, you guys, and then you're ready to take off guns blazing. So what kind of protection is needed for our physical body? Okay, we have the Six of Swords coming in here now. So Six of Swords. Swords is air. Air is the power of the mind, you guys. So your physical body. So when you make up your mind, the rest follows, you guys. So you're transitioning and you're moving away. So that's the power of your physical body. You're being present by moving away from something in your past. You're not letting it have control over you anymore. And yeah, you can be sad because you're leaving this behind, but you can also be happy for the journey up ahead. These birds here are flying towards this woman here, and the clouds are parting, to give way to light. As you leave your sword, you're dropping your heavy burdens behind you to keep moving forward. You're letting go of the past, one sword at a time, and then it no longer has power over you. And that is how you can protect your physical body, by continuing to move forward. Do not let yourself get stuck and stagnant. All right, what kind of protection is needed for my spiritual body? So we have the Ace of Swords. Again, swords are the power of the mind. And aces are all about new beginnings, new opportunities being made available to us. The butterflies are signs of change and transformation, of growth. Roses are beautiful, but they do have their thorns to remind you, don't mess with me, I will get you. And I consider this like the sword in the stone, you know, your sword of truth that you can wield, and you can cut through any lies, BS, deception. And you know, the more you work with that connection, the stronger it gets. So, you know, this is your spiritual. What if it doesn't set right with your spirit? Don't ignore it, you know, pay attention to that, because it is for a reason. Use the power of your intellect in a just and righteous manner. You know, you can then resolve situations and achieve your victory. And it represents new beginnings, a new point of view or inspiration. So again, moving forward, moving ahead, not letting things get you down, keep you down. So what kind of protection is needed for my emotional body? So we have the Seven of Cups, and cups is water, the power of our emotions. So reminding yourself that you are in control of your thoughts and feelings instead of letting them run amok and control you. You know, she's got lots of options here, and you look at this big rainbow coming out of that one cup. But you know, even when everything is good inside of those cups, it can feel overwhelming to have so many options, right? And look at her, she is refusing to come back down to earth. She is like, I'm content flying around on my dragon here. Why should I come back down to earth? Why should I make a choice? But at some point you have to come back down from the clouds, you guys, and you have to be brave enough to make a choice. Do not let fear, doubt, worry, negativity get in your way, rob you, block your blessings. And you know, sometimes we fear like we're gonna make the wrong choice or the wrong decision, and that shows that we do not trust ourselves, the universe, our guides, and our angels, you know. But sometimes if we stopped and we reflect, you know, and we meditate a little bit and we ask for that guidance, I think sometimes we forget that we can do these things, or it just doesn't cross our minds, right? And we have to activate our guides and our angels. We have to give them permission to act on our behalf. So that is how we can protect ourselves emotionally, is, you know, yeah, I have a lot of choices, and sometimes, you know, it's a really good thing to have a lot of different choices, you know. It can make it harder sometimes to make a decision, but, you know, trust and believe that you will make the right one at the right time, that you are being divinely guided. All right, Spirit Tribe, these are our messages. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button, that old thumbs up button down there. Hit it with the razzle dazzle. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. That truly means so very much to me. I love growth. I love expansion. I love being able to interact with all of you. It really does bring a lot of joy into my life. You know, you are part of the teamwork that makes this dream work. I wouldn't be able to do it without all of you. So Spirit Tribe, from the bottom of my heart, I truly love each and every single one of you, and I want to say thank you. Blessed be, namaste, and goodbye.